Hello guys, welcome back to another John Wick review. Today we are reviewing John Wick Chapter 3. There we go then, so releasing in 2019, 2 years after John Wick 2, we get John Wick Chapter 3. Parabellum is the title of this movie. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Yeah. Bit of a mouthful. As you can see there from the cover, very colourful, also on the back there as well. A very colourful movie, I will say that right from the bat. But before we do start, I have also watched John Wick 1 as well as John Wick 2. If you want to go back and check those out, please do. Of course, please do subscribe if you want to see my review for John Wick 4 and then my ranking of all 4 movies. So Chad Stahelski, still can't say his name, he has come back and he is directing the 3rd movie in the franchise. And of course, Keanu Reeves does return in the star role. And yeah, there's a bit of a difference with this one. This one literally follows on like immediately after the second one ends. The second one ends and I think it's like 20 minutes and then the 3rd one begins. John Wick basically killed somebody on continental grounds, which is very, very no-no, and then he had a bounty on his head and basically everyone wanted to kill him. So all the assassins and stuff were trying to kill him. And this film was basically that. He was being hunted throughout this entire film, basically by every other assassin, but of course it's John Wick and he comes out on top. So that's the thing with these films that I'm not really liking is, you know, it's just the inevitability. Like, he's always going to win. He's like, you know, he's the knight in shining armor, literally, in this movie. And yeah, I say literally to a knight in shining armor because that's one of my favorite scenes in the film. He actually goes into like this horse stable thing when he's getting chased, and he comes across these like black horses and stuff. He actually uses them to actually win some of the fights by like slapping the horse's ass and stuff, and then like kicking the bad guys away. It was quite a good scene. And then he actually got on one of the horses and started riding down the blinking street in New York. Like, it was really cool. I gotta be honest, I really enjoyed that scene, as well as the motorbike scene as well. 2 very, very good action scenes, which I think were my favourite action moments in the entire John Wick franchise so far. But again, we have the story. This is the 3rd one now in the trilogy of movies. Now, there's now a 4th set, obviously. What does it do? Does it build on its character? And it does a little bit. We do get to have a bit more of like the John Wick history there about where he came from. He went to like this woman who was like doing this like ballet teaching thing, and he went there and she was like, do you remember this? And there was like these guys doing sumo wrestling type of thing and like practicing fighting and all that, and a bit of like backstory to John Wick's life, which is what I said the first one and second one didn't really do for me, but it's nice to see this in the 3rd one. In my opinion, a little bit too late. You know, you kind of, you're 3 films in, like more or less 5-6 hours in now in terms of the on-screen time, and we're only now getting some backstory. I feel like we should have had a bit more. The only thing we had in the previous 2 movies was like about his like ex-wife, but we didn't really have much of that in this one. Like, it's almost like she was kind of forgotten, like that story was kind of done. So, you know, now he's like basically trying to do put his wrongs right, I guess, and you know, try and amend his bad doings, I guess. But Keanu Reeves as well in this film was fantastic. But I want to shout out Halle Berry in this film. She played Sophia, and she had 2 dogs, and oh my god, they were like amazing. These dogs would like just jump up on the thing and like just jump after them, and it was really cool to see actual dogs be used and not like CGI. I was looking at it and thinking like they could be real, but then they could be CGI. But I definitely think they did use real dogs in the movie, which definitely like banned on to, I think I read something recently that John Wick 4 is saying that there should be a category for stunts, and it's so right. Like, there's so many good films out there with stunt work, you know, like Jackie Chan, like for instance, he does stunt work. Like, he would have definitely won an Oscar years ago. I just think there should be a category for stunt work because some of the stunt work is fantastic, I gotta be honest. Even like Star Wars, you know, back in the day with the miniatures and blowing up and that, you know, stunt work in this film is second to none, and I agree, stunt work should be recognised in award ceremonies just as much as visual effects is. But John Wick Chapter 3 then, what is my review? What do I rate this? You know, again, it is a bit predictable for me, so I am going to give it a 4-star. I'm going to give it the same score that I gave John Wick 2. You know, I liked it just as much, but it was still predictable in the sense that, you know, you knew what type of fights were coming next. You knew it was very much a little bit of dialogue, and then a bit of fighting, and then a little bit of dialogue, and then a bit of fighting. And this is the thing with these genre of movies, as I keep saying throughout all these reviews, these genre of movies are not aimed to me directly. Like, these are not my favourite type of films, but I do appreciate it for what it is. I will say the third 4K disc from a technical point of view. This was the first one that played in Dolby Vision. The other two didn't play in Dolby Vision. I think they were just HDR10. This did go to Dolby Vision, so it doesn't say it on there, but it is a double Dolby, which, you know, I love a double Dolby. But yeah, there it is. 4-star for John Wick Chapter 3. I am looking forward to the fourth one, but at the same time I'm not, because I know the fourth one is like 2 hours and 40 odd minutes. This one, for instance, was 2 hours and 10, which was okay, a little bit longer than the last one, but the perfect runtime for me was just 2 hours for the second movie, whereas the first one was way too short, I thought. So, you know, the runtime does play a part, but John Wick Chapter 4 is next. I will be going to see that at some point. Let me know your thoughts down below on John Wick. Do I need to give it another go? Do I need to be more open-minded? Let me know your thoughts. For me, it's okay. I appreciate the movies, but like, I'm really thinking these are one-time watches for me. So, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to want to check these out again. So maybe these are a trilogy I sell in the future. But I'm glad I've seen it. It's good to see. But yeah, there it is then, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please go back and watch John Wick 1 as well as John Wick 2. Those retro reviews are up now. And of course, stay tuned for John Wick Chapter 4. And of course, the ranking coming soon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.